Okay, hopefully the volume's okay. Let me know if it's too quiet or too loud. I have never played Enderal before. I know very little about it other than that it's a total conversion mod for Skyrim. I've only played one other Skyrim mod that eventually became a standalone game. I played the standalone version, The Forgotten City, and that was really good. But as far as I know, this is not connected to that in any way. I did play Skyrim blind on stream a few years ago. You can find it if you search my YouTube channel. I probably gonna get crucified for this, but Skyrim, something about it just didn't click for me. Like it wasn't the rollicking good time that I think it is for a lot of other people, and I could never really articulate exactly what the issue was. And part of it might be that I played Skyrim so late after it first came out that it's this kind of like really important genre-defining game. And I've played a ton of games that have come out after Skyrim that are heavily inspired by it. So it's like, you know, going back and watching the good, the bad, and the ugly, and being like, I don't get it. This feels like a cliche Western. And it's like, yeah, I know. It's because it like created all the Western cliches, you know. But anyway, I know nothing about Enderal other than that it is based on Skyrim, but it's not set in like Tamriel or related to Elder Scrolls lore. It's entirely its own game. It just happens to exist in the same engine. And I guess my issues with Skyrim weren't with its engine, just with the like structure of the game. So I'm really interested to see what somebody else does with the same tools. The game does seem like crazy quiet. I've tried to crank it as much as possible. We'll see once it actually starts here. All right, start immediately in control. A nice day in summer. Talk with Daddy. He wants to tell me something important. I like them just throwing me into control with no opening cutscene or anything. You're finally awake. Okay, there's things to search, but nothing in them at the moment. Game's pretty. Oh no. Okay, my capture card's flickering. Let me pause real quick. Okay, take two. I think I've made an adjustment that should fix the capture card issue. I was having other video issues, but I switched off full screen to borderless window, which hopefully, the reason my capture card gets mad is whenever a game tries to like swap the full screen resolution, it gets upset. So hopefully it'll just stay in the same resolution if it's borderless full screen. We'll see. Nutritiousness of meat. Meat is life. Even the ash people who are populating this world before us knew that. Huh. Well, I like how brief that book was. I like when lore objects are digestible like that. Nutritiousness of meat again. Currently playing with a controller, but if that ends up not being recommended, I can always switch to mouse and keyboard. Curious how many assets in this are totally original. Some cool stuff with the lighting, like they like frame this place so that the sun shines in as you climb. That's cool. We got some statues. Cool stuff going on over there. Daddy.
Oh, hey there. I didn't see you coming. So, how did it go? Did you find it? Where are we? We're at home, silly. Where else would we be? Just Mommy, sister, you and me. Now tell me, how did it go? Did you find it? No? Pity. Maybe you're simply looking in the wrong places. Did you ever think of that? Oh, well, who knows? Say, why don't you go inside and see if you can help Mommy with the cooking? The Creator was kind to us today and sent a big, fat elk right in front of my bow. All right?
Interesting. I don't think there's anything to loot in this phase, so I don't need to be as aggressive with searching everywhere. Something they could improve on is having less, like, lootable art pieces, but we'll see. Silver urn. Tomatoes. Oh, I like this menu already. Interested to see if there's any significant changes in like the core systems. It's a little creepy having an anatomy document with a bunch of meat on the table, and also my boy Saturn devouring his son. Might be saying the art of crispy meat. Okay. You're a useless child who you instructed to cook it. Gives you a charge something instead. The pleasant smell of burned life reaches your nostrils. Okay. We might be a house of cannibals, and they're doing a great job of conveying this here. Australian penny coins, garnet, ingot, ruby. Thanks. What's up, Dad?
My, I totally forgot what a mess I left here. But I was right, wasn't I? A real gem we've got here. Well then, let's waste no more time and get to it,
It's actually
shall
an
we?
elk.
What? Now when you look at that, I totally forgot about them. They're dead, don't you remember? You murdered them back then, both of them. But hey, no use crying over spilled milk, right? At least this means there's more meat for the two of us.
This is great.
You still remember how to do this, right?
Wasn't expecting
First,
this.
off with the skin, slice up the belly, then out with the entrails. I'll look for a nice sharp
Or
knife.
this is all
in the
just like a
meantime
nightmare, because it
to
feels
cut
like a
off the head.
dream.
I don't think either of us wants to eat that, do we?
This is great. This is really good.
Oh, silly, what's this again? We both know that's a lie. You did it. I remember it all.
Is the voice
First,
volume okay?
You set this horrible fire to your sister's crib. She screamed and screamed, and Mommy heard it, but when she finally got there, nothing was left of her but burnt flesh. And, oh gosh, do we really need to go through this again? You know how sad it makes me when you do this. You killed them, period. No matter how often you tell me you didn't, it changes nothing. You hear me? Nothing. Now please, let's start cooking. I'm so bloody damn hungry.
Nice.
Oh, by the Creator's name, why are you telling these lies? Isn't it enough that you murdered us? Do you really have to bother me over and over with your stupid, pathetic, and pointless whining?
You are going to wake up and be like, hey, you're finally awake.
Sometimes I wish the Creator would have made me just a little less merciful. Just a little less pious. Because then I would have realized that you were tainted by sin
Place already
long before any
catching
of this had ever
fire now.
happened. And instead of raising you, feeding you, and loving you like a father does, I would have put you in the horse trough right after you were born.
Damn.
Yes, I should have killed you. I should have just killed you. Just like you killed us. And now, you think you're safe because we're all under the earth, don't you? Well, listen up, my child. You are wrong. And do you know why? Because the dead don't forget.
This is great.
Do you hear me? The dead don't forget. Now enough of this useless chatter. I'm bloody starving. Bring me the meat, you spoiled brat. Bring it to me. Bring me a nice crisp piece of meat. 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 Bring me a nice crisp piece of meat.
A nice day in summer. That's a really compelling opening. Very efficient.
Let's begin with a question.
This is quite a bit louder.
It might sound simple to you at first, but I pray you to think about it.
Turn it down a
What
hair.
distinguishes a free man from a slave? For now, however, let us start this story where another one ended 3 years ago, with the death of the Lightborn. For 4,000 years, they had reigned over this world.
This just sounds like it's
Seven
playing an
arcanists,
audio file. I'm just turning it
who,
way
through their
down.
magic, had acquired eternal life. In a time of chaos, they gave mankind what they thought it needed most. To be ruled over with an ironclad, fair.
It's a really high quality cutscene.
Within just 1 century, they united the shattered lands, and a single century later,
Have they talked about
their
just
human
making this
origins
game from scratch,
combined.
not in
They
Skyrim?
became gods, or Lightborn, as they let themselves be worshipped as. Yet the longer they reigned, the louder the voices grew that accused them of tyranny. The loudest being that of Naranzul Aranthiel. And he succeeded in achieving what was once thought impossible. He gathered an army, overturned the Lightborn, and gave back freedom to mankind. However, the price for this was high, because where there are gaps of power, fights erupt. As such, this world grew into what it is today. Shattered,
Gotcha.
riven, and broken into pieces.
Forgotten City was recognizably based on Skyrim, but
But all of this was merely a diversion, so that no one would notice something else. The death of the Lightborn had set something into motion, a clockwork, having long stood still. Its gears now once again slowly began to turn. This is the story of someone who wanted to be free.
right on.
Shh, hey, quiet, damn it. You wanna wake up the entire ship or what?
The game's quieter now, so I'm gonna turn it back up.
Sorry, that was a bit harsh. I'm just nervous, that's all. It was that dream again, wasn't it?
Yep.
Uh-huh. Seriously, if we had a penny for every night since we met where you woke up screaming, we'd probably be traveling to Enderal.
Oh, they made a
in our
mod
own
for Oblivion? That's a
starship
really
and-
cool concept.
Well, not like this.
They'll do another one
Some
for
things never change,
Elder
I
Scrolls
guess.
6.
Do you ever ask yourself if maybe you blame yourself for all of this? For what happened to your family, I mean? None, you're right. But who knows? Maybe everything is going to be different now.
You're repeating some
It's
information
strange,
to me there.
isn't it? The way life sometimes goes. Now, if you had told me that a few weeks ago, I would have at the very least called you insane. But if the stories are true, there's no better place for a fresh start. Can you believe it? Apparently there aren't even any slaves on Enderal. It's amazing. Only this whole blind passenger thing is making my head ache.
They're really like conveying a lot of information here through dialogue choices, which I think this is cool and an underutilized feature of games that let you pick dialogue options, telling the player things even through the things they don't choose, right?
We're talking about 500 pennies here.
Sirius likes
Even
that.
if we're able to find a job over there, we will still need the money for ourselves. Don't fool yourself. What we're doing here is theft. Unfortunately. But anyway, what's done is done. I
As
just
we
hope the
both know.
Endralians are easier on Outlanders than the Neramis are. Your mother was a fugitive as well, wasn't she? Where exactly did she come from? You've told me 100 times, but I just keep on forgetting it.
Oh, that's kind of neat. Half no matter what, that's interesting. I guess because it's my mom. Neat magical talent. Bonus for elementalism, entropy, mana, and enchanting. Really tried to make mage work in Skyrim, and it wasn't great. Heavy armor, two-handed health, and handicraft. Rhetorics. Carrying capacity, sleight of hand, and marksman. Desert continent. Light armor, one-handed stamina, and alchemy. I kind of want to pick it just based on a skill that I'm interested in, like rhetorics. Torics. I don't want to accidentally make a stealth archer. I never fell for that in Skyrim. Makes sense, yeah. Well, I kind of want to contrast this with Skyrim, so I'm going to pick the mage guy. I kind of want to pick this guy the most, but I want to give mage a try. Let's go with one of these presets, that's fine. This all looks nice. That seems great. It's good to me. Name is me. Oh, can I select it separately down there or something? Oh, there it goes. Sure.
An Eterna, right. She was one of the last of her kind to leave Maya Awernath, wasn't she? Ironic. Seems some parents pass on their fates to their children. Anyway. Whew, I'm gonna hit the hay for an hour or so. It's your turn to stand... Wait. You hear that? Shit. Someone's coming.
Women nowadays just
Medic
don't want a
saving.
man to guard them anymore. That's the problem.
Cool.
I tell you, sometimes I long for the good old days. Back when I could lift a skirt and nobody would bat an eye. Anyway, enough of the chit-chat. Now, where did I put that key?
Oh, blazes, what do they want down here? The lamp! Quickly! Put out the lamp! Good. Now, quiet.
Aha, here we go. Ah, smells like Vaughtier's balls down here. Say now, what's that chest supposed to look like?
Small, with the crest of the Blue Island Coalition on it, I think.
Ah, yeah, right. Black Guardian knows what the captain wants it for this shortly before arriving. You go look upstairs. I'll see if I can find it down here.
Okay.
Oh, shit. They don't leave us any choice. We need to do something quick. You take on the old guy, I'll take the young one. Go!
Uh-oh. Oh, this isn't gonna work well for me.
Someone's there.
Throw a hook to the face!
Hold left trigger for a power attack.
Come on, dodge! You can do it!
Oh, you mean business, don't you? All right, then.
Get him.
Don't regret this!
I don't have any weapons. Oops, sorry, serious. Clothes.
Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. That wasn't part of the plan. Not at all. Oh, what in blazes are we going to do now?
Tie them up and gag them.
Yes, of course, that makes sense. One of them said it's not much longer until we arrive. With a little luck, no one will notice they're gone until then. Come on. Help me search. There must be a rope or something. And I thought we were over the... when we made it on board. It just can't ever be easy, can it?
Does this include other functional mods? There's rope.
Poor lost souls. The probabilities have turned against you.
Uh-oh.
What the... Who are you?
You are confused by my sudden appearance. But
Some of
my
the sound
identity
effects seem
is
really loud. I'm
irrelevant,
gonna turn it down a
as
bit
are
more.
you, dear Sirius.
Guess you have the Skyrim problem where
Unfortunately.
voice
What?
acting is positional, so
Oh, shit,
it'll be
please don't
quieter
tell
if they're
anyone
far
we're
away
down
from me.
here, please. We didn't mean any harm. These guys were just...
You ask that I not reveal you, for your intentions were not evil. And I believe you, but sadly, it's not compassion that rules my deeds. The first beat of a wing must happen. It is the only way the probabilities will fall into place.
That's cool.
This is the way it has to be. The way it has been for eons. I am sorry.
Definitely prefer that container
Oh,
UI.
no! No! What are you doing? Please! Just don't leave! We just wanted to...
Well. Benedict, can you not sit on the HDMI splitter?
Had left Osteen, the two of you hid in the cargo and lived on our stocks.
No.
Then when Rick and Sebald found you, you gave them a beating. And all of a sudden, a veiled woman appeared and knocked you out with wild magic. Is that about it?
Yeah.
Yes, I know it sounds crazy, but it's the truth. Please, my dame, we didn't have a choice. You've got to believe us. The war, we just wanted a second chance. That's all.
A second chance. Yes, I think I understand you. You wanted to start a new life in a new land. And as my ship is one of the only ships still sailing the route since the wars, you were simply forced to board without paying.
Yes, we could work for you. You know, we could
Sirius is
stop the debt,
fucking dead,
build
isn't he?
potatoes, anything to pay off our debt. And as soon as we've arrived,
Heartbreaking. How truly, truly heartbreaking. But let's be honest. You did have a choice. You could have signed on like all the others did, but you didn't. Instead, you've nested on my ship like flesh maggots, enjoying the good life while my crew actually had to earn their keep.
She raises a good point.
And now you're feeding me this bullshit about veiled women and wild magic? How stupid do you think I am? I know your kind. You are cutthroats, filchers. At least have the guts to admit it.
what? No. You're wrong. Please, just let me explain.
I don't give a shit for your explanations. If there's one thing I hate more than cowards, it's people trying to pluck my heartstrings. You two are scum. And there's only one kind of punishment for scum on my ship. Pull him up, Ruger.
But Captain, they...
Do it.
Of course, Captain. I'm sorry, lad. You should have stayed in their room.
Uh-oh.
But you can't do this.
Oh, believe me, I can.
No,
I like that it's still first person, but they're able to get this like extreme Dutch angle.
Oh, well, look at that. Someone's woken up. Rise and shine. Tie her and her comrade together and feed them to the fish.
Oh damn, I wonder how much
Good luck in your
re-recording
new
of lines
life,
they had to do for
friend.
player gender. It's the kind of thing that's just like stands out as polish for a mod.
Breathe.
Uh-oh. cutscene again? Let's see.
Tell me, what is time to the dead and dreaming anyway?
I'll try to manage it and turn it down dynamically.
How does it feel to be powerless?
This is about your damn pride, Tina.
I know I'm not real. At least not according to your definition.
I know damn well I'm Tina.
It's just... There was nothing I could do.
This isn't happening. But then again,
This just isn't happening.
what is reality anyway?
Selfish fool!
All right. Where am I? Meditation talent learned. Oh, interesting. I guess that's replacing shouts. Creepy. Yeah, very pretty. Wow. Really pretty. Leave the world in between by selecting meditation in the magic menu and pressing B. Right bumper. That's cool. You feel dizzy. Starts with the dreams. Reach inland. I think this is where the game is actually starting here. Make a manual save. That's a pretty cool opening. Mana fungi. Not a good day. OBS crashed. Back though. Haven't had that happen in a while. I guess they fixed the glitch I was having before. I'll have to check the crash log later. Yeah, theoretically, I can at least come back live. Iron sword. Fleshless lost one. Need a pickaxe to mine. Could you technically mine in Skyrim? I don't remember. Maybe you could, but it like basically never mattered. Main is depleted. Right on. Oops. Oh well. Try my buttons there. Infiltrator, vagrant, skilled hands. Interesting. It's just if I activate them, which I don't have any skill points yet, presumably. One memory point. Okay, that did work. Focus. Sword. Rattle to close with a D. I think I prefer a third person, but we'll see. Got XP. Potatoes. Originally in German, interesting. Oh, that's impressive. You are raising your skills with learning books. Take the book at the skeleton's feet. Oh, that's cool. Seems like an exciting thing to find. Oh, so they wanted to put in a lot of extra work for that. I was supposed to eat the book, right? Missing something to activate the mechanism. Crucified. Like, eating it did use it, though, right? Okay, cool. Which is different from the memory points that I can spend when I meditate. Okay, that's interesting. I think it said I could specify an auto-save rate, so I might heavily increase that later. I think this is where I came in. Anything behind the waterfalls? Knife. Counts as a dagger, rancid health potion, coin purse. I have to dump a bunch of the stuff later, but don't yet know how storage is going to work. Nothing there. Okay, I might need to progress inside that cave. Fog sponge. Bit of XP. So the thing I need to activate this mechanism is supposed to be in this room somewhere. Oh, that's kind of cool. Dude just sitting up here. Rune key. That's pretty neat. Alright, well that's a good way to introduce, hey, we're going to ask you to explore this space a bit. think a lot of cool environmental puzzles like this in Skyrim. I also didn't really care for the way the story is delivered in Skyrim. It seems like it's a very setting-driven game as opposed to character-driven. Which is fine, I don't mind setting-based stories, but... I really like the look of this temple. We did not just, like, copy and paste a bunch of Skyrim dungeons. Lockpick. Scrap metal of an ancient nation. Worry about encumbrance once I become encumbered. Okay, that's effectively the end of that path. I do like the idea of having a currency that restricts how many skill books you can consume and have that be separate from abilities you can learn naturally. I actually really like skill books as a progression thing. Areas, healing spells, and health potions raise your arcane fever. Drink ambrosia to bring it down again. Grounding, robe. Fever's worsening. It's kind of like it's like a radiation, it seems like. That's spooky. Okay. Does it also just go away with time? So it'll take me a second to get used to. Left and right, okay. Scroll of Boon heals you by 35 points of health, worsens your arcane fever by 2%. Neat. Grounding. So now I have that spell. It doesn't go down with time. Need a sleeping place to rest, search for beds, and visit taverns. Inedible beer. Arrows. Apprentice elementalism, heavy armor, marksman. Ah, cool. Okay. That's a cool idea. You don't have enough learning points. Means it doesn't get consumed. Okay. Yeah, that's smart. One of the things I really dislike about Skyrim. But any spell that heals you or any like health potion makes it go up. Corpses and the light, they are gone. Okay, cool. Why does this machine seem so familiar? Game seems to autosave really frequently. I think it preserves most of those. I need more pickaxes. Rancid mana potion. Well, we'll get rid of it later. Goblet, health potion. Human flesh. Let's not carry that around. Sneak to stay undetected. Uh-oh. What's up, buddy? He's not an enemy. Oh, he's not an enemy. Eat mana fungi, drink drinks, take a magical potion, regenerate mana faster. Nearly empty, only regenerates very slowly otherwise. Okay. Which I did do. Turning that on reduces mana drain while it's active, it looks like. Do have but even the mana fungi is just like a regen. It doesn't like instantly fill my mana. Oh, and he regenerates health. Okay, so I can't just win through attrition here. Up here. Let's turn on my special shout early this time. The fast region's really interesting. Stagger him by doing enough damage. Nice. Bloody Skull. Penny Coins. Soul Gem. Psionic Rush. Strength of the push depends on your psionics. Interesting. Is there any reason not to learn every spell I encounter? Like I don't get a limited number of spells that can be learned? Spore Crown. Okay, cool. Damn fancy serif fonts. Crusty bread. Shoes. I think it's an upgrade. This inventory is so much better, especially there being little icons next to everything. still kind of wish I had like an equipment screen where I could, I mean, I guess that's what this is, but I need to like know what all my slots are, you know? Still, it's a big improvement. I like that fight. I wonder if they balanced it to require that you, if you're going as mage, that you have to activate your talent to have any chance. It was almost exactly enough to kill it. Sun Coast. Pretty. Pumpkins to hasten health regen, mana fungi to hasten mana regen. Those are weird little quests. Is that just like a permanent upgrade if you pull it off, or? Do you have to swap between them by like pausing, going into magic, and setting a new underwrite bumper? Malphus flower. Moon carrot. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's fair. Already much more interested in this game than I was in Skyrim at the same point in. I have fun questions. I'm interested by the game mechanics. I want to get stronger and learn new abilities. Flame bite. So it keeps targets on fire, take extra damage. Just to confirm then. Shock drains their mana. Flame makes them take more damage. Sonic push knocks them back. Can maybe like knock them off a cliff with that. Probably don't want to be all magic, but I guess I can always pause and switch to a weapon. Straps your advantage by defeating enemies with them. Yeah, a cave troll. Nice. Level 2, 5 learning points, 4 crafting points, and 1 memory point. That's a lot. Sweet. Oh, it has a Mario RPG leveling. So how much is this like Mario RPG? Is it randomly give me one stat that it's offering me more points in? I guess I'll do mana. It's always 9, 8, and 11. But like which one is 9, which one's 8, and which one's 11 is different every time. Mental and light magic spells are 14% more effective. Elemental spells do more damage. Sonic spells stay in effect longer. Entropy spells consume less health. I guess I'll start with elemental. Is it possible to respec these ever? That sounds great. I gotta get that one ASAP. Okay. Probably shouldn't be picking up all this human flesh. 1 of 100 magical symbols collected, and it give me experience points. That's pretty cool. That's an exciting thing to look for. Oh my god. Yeah, it's, to me, like, without really being able to fully explain it, Skyrim just feels really big and empty. Like, it doesn't have anything that makes me excited to explore every corner of it, right? Like, yeah, I could do all the quests, but it's like 50 variations on the same thing. It's not very exciting. But even that alone is already an exciting thing to want to look for and a reason to explore. And then aggro automatically. I got other places to explore back here. Let's see. There's a mod for the mod that enables respecs. Okay. I won't worry about it too much for now. Remind me what soul gems did in the original in Skyrim. Need those for certain spells or for alchemy or something. It's like I can't jump unless if I'm already on solid ground, it feels like. Maybe it's to keep me from getting places I'm not supposed to go. Don't know what I expected. So XP has just replaced getting points for doing, like for like lockpicking or casting spells, right? Gauntlets. Life absorption. Can only be cast on enemies. Is there any like fundamental weight penalty? The benefit of robes is they might have a positive bonus to like mana regen or something. That's cool. I don't hate level up the thing by using it. It sounds like it's going to be fun whenever we play Morrowind on stream, but... Just left trigger while blocking to execute a bashing attack. Well... From what I've heard, not having ever played Morrowind or Oblivion or anything, it sounds like Morrowind is the game where a lot of the systems that I find frustrating about Skyrim make sense, and that they keep trying to iterate and improve on Morrowind and like streamline things, but the streamlining like necessarily damages the identity of the game in ways that you can't easily recover from. I should activate my talent there. Oh, that's kind of cool. So every time you find money, you're excited. It feels like every choice Bethesda has made with streamlining has, like, each choice on its own has been well motivated and reasonable, but in aggregate they reduce the final product. You know, flawed in an interesting way. Oh, that's kind of cool. Vagrant hood. Looking sharp. Suspicious soil mound. Okay, I need to have a shovel on me, I guess. Ooh, nice. Oh, light magic. I was wondering about that. Could try pivoting into light magic. But I don't actually have any light magic spells yet, so there's no point wasting a learning point on something that I physically can't use. You little crap. He is in fact an enemy. Doesn't give any XP, but I can use him to recover some health. What school of spell is this? I guess I can check. Let's see. I guess it doesn't say. Yeah, what school of spell is life absorption? Okay. Rude. Steril's a good word for it. I couldn't, like, playing the game, I just could not really articulate what was off about Skyrim to me. Part of it was the, okay, this is the game that defined the open world, like, subgenre and influenced a bunch of things. So I can appreciate that, but even trying to disregard it being an older game, at least when I played it, yeah, safe. Not really doing anything risky. That makes sense, yeah. they're big just because of the raw scope was unparalleled. Oh, that's cool. Oh, hey, an NPC. That's exciting. That is a creature. Oh, wow, that was like a mask for a second. It's cool looking.
Now, would you look at that? I knew I'd seen
Appreciate them
someone
warning me about moving the
scrambling in
story forward.
mountains. What brings you here, my dame? Who am I? Finn de Lires, apothecarius by my path. Pleased to meet you.
Right.
And you are at Sun Coast, in the south of Enderal. Where are you from? But wait, don't tell me. I know that accent. Nerim, isn't it?
There we go. Everything's locked up. At least for the night we should.
Wait a second. Who's that?
Just an adventurer on her way. No reason to worry.
No reason to worry? For heck's sake, Finn. How do you know that this girl isn't with the bandits? You said you'd
These
call
all
me if
volunteer voice
anyone
actors,
showed
or they pay them? Because the
And now
game is
you're
free, right?
Standing here, having a chat with her as if we were in the bathing house of Ark.
Lo and behold, we are still alive. Now, is there anything else, Carbos?
I've got my eye on you. Touch any of our stuff, and you'll regret it.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
May I present Carbos, as he lives and breathes. Sorry about that just now. That's just how he is. In any case, if you don't need any more help, I'd suggest you move on. Follow the way east behind the dam house. It'll lead you to a village called Riverville. Ah, here, take this. Truth be told, you don't look so healthy. Your eyes.
Oh, dialogues labeled with knowledge
well,
grant you knowledge
whatever.
points. That's cool.
Well, what can I tell you? This is the
I'll always
Sun
be happy
Coast,
about
in the
noun
south of
points. I don't care
Enderal.
what the noun
A pretty
is. Give me
peaceful
zeal
area,
points.
Except for all the animals
Juice
and
points.
bandits that have recently started going crazy. And, well, that's pretty much it. I think you should ask the people in
That's really
Riverville
cool.
if you want to know more.
It's pretty good.
They certainly have some stories to tell. To an adventurer.
Oh, that gives you XP too. Cool.
If you ask me, what you need before you adventure anywhere is some good old-fashioned
Point
shut-eye.
points. That would be in
But
Barclay.
yes, there are some places. The Three River Watch, for example, right there below the stone arch. It was once an old trading post, but now it's full of shady characters. Ah, and there's also a big Pyrian ruin south of it. By the Black Guardian, you really are an outlander, aren't you? My path is... well, it's just me path. My role designated to me by Malthus. A kind of calling, if you will.
Malthus. Gods assign you your professions.
Not exactly. Malthus designates our place in society. Generally the same one our fathers and forefathers occupied. I walk the path of the erudites, and there's also the manufacturers, the sublimes, and, of course, the pathless. Within these roles, we are free to choose a profession, but certain vocations that are available to
That's
an
fun.
erudite are not permitted to a manufacturer.
Oh,
which
it's like a
is one
caste
path
system.
Below. However, below does
Oh, maybe not.
mean that it is in any way inferior. Everyone on Enderal does what they do best. And
Right.
who would know better than the gods what exactly that is?
I like people who are willing to dump basic facts about the world. It's one of my favorite parts in Disco Elysium, which I'm increasingly thinking is the best game ever. But there's the part where you're talking to Joyce and you're like, I seem to have forgotten basic facts about reality. Like, they play it really, really up. It's great. Like, isn't it silly that games do this? But yeah, no, and she's just, yeah, we'll do this. This is fine. Aren't you frustrated being bound to that path?
In the folly of my youth, I might have thought about it, yes. But then I realized that half of what goes wrong in this world has to do with the desire to advance. I am interested in living the righteous path and to contribute to the preservation of my people. That's enough for me, and only the faithful will be granted the eternal paths upon death.
Who are the pathless?
Men or women who have never received the path consecration, or those who have broken their path. Brigands, glimmer dust smugglers, murderers, well, you know. And over here, there's a rumor
I feel like
that the
Skyrim
Golden
makes
Queen has a
basically
weakness for
zero
men in
effort to
gowns.
onboard you to the Elder Scrolls
Seriously,
universe.
Be careful with that kind of gossip. I know you don't mean any harm, but there are a few who might consider it heresy. Well, I didn't come up with it.
What's your story? And what about my eyes?
There's something peculiar about you. I don't know how else to say it. I would examine you myself, but we don't.
It sounds like it's really cool. It's just that
equipment with us.
Skyrim in particular
So
doesn't
if I
seem
were you,
interested in
I'd ask a priest in Riverville to have a look at
catching
you.
somebody who's not familiar with
Who
it up to
knows?
speed.
Maybe you caught something in that temple.
Like maybe it's because dialogue trees like this, like you know, the Mass Effect thing is you walk up to a Turian and you're like, "So, Turians, what's your deal?" Like, it's kind of an uncomfortable question to ask. Like, yeah, well, you know, we got a meritocratic military society or whatever, right? Like,
Us? Oh, nothing spectacular, I'm
All right,
afraid.
on.
We gather herbs, but tomorrow we're going back north, to League.
what is an Asari matriarch?
You should stop by one day if you're in the area. Someone who scours Pyrian ruins and survives could surely be useful to the apothecary and help us find some things.
Hey,
yeah,
trading.
Why not? Show me what you've got. Maybe
Okay,
I
so if
have
I'm
some
excited
things
about
you can
merchants
use.
having skill books, that's really cool. I sure am. Hell yeah. Okay. Merchant inventory gets refilled after a few days, but only some of their items, I assume. There's no reason to get another spellbook that I already have, right? Whoa. No, don't quit the game. That was weird. You don't have enough pennies, and it's quite expensive. It says switch tab. It must be a different button.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're limited mostly by
Why
money
not?
then
Show me
for
what
getting
you've got.
multiple skill books,
Maybe I
not
have some
stock.
things you can use.
I see. I don't know why it keeps prompting me with that. That's not what I want. I want to go to sell things. Let me close for now and
Don't
save
mention
so that
it.
doesn't
I
like
wish you
close
a
the game
quick
on me or
recovery
something.
and safe roads. Walk blessed. Carbo.
Places, Finn, I'm playing. Don't bother me.
I guess that means no.
Whoa.
By the righteous path. What happened to you? You look as if you've met the Black Guardian himself. Fever? Well, there could be many causes. Wait a moment. I think I still have some grunt root. That should be enough to ease your pain, at least for now. Take a seat at the fire. The warmth might help you.
Thanks.
Oh, so now we're brewing potions for complete strangers.
Well, if the strangers are about to die of fever, then yes. There was that oath we swore once, remember? To help the afflicted, to...
Whatever.
Thank you. Gruntrudes, Gruntrudes. Ah, here we go. So, let's see. Sheer cap, some water. Ha! Done.
Do we introduce alchemy?
Promises, but
Finn, the still.
do something, damn it! Do something! Oh.
Whoa.
Oh, sod it.
Do I really have to watch every step you take? That was a fucking close call.
Hey, I'm sorry, alright. We'll pick up a new one in Ark.
Yeah, and you're paying for it. Here I thought this bloody day couldn't get any worse.
This day isn't getting any better. Here, drink this. It'll help you.
Uncork bottle and drink potion.
You already look a lot better. Still, you should let a priest take a look at that fever as soon as possible. The grunt root potion will wane in a few days.
What in blazes happened?
What? You mean the still? Bad quality and too much heat, I'd wager. But, whatever will be, will be.
The explosion, the voices, they were yours.
Explosion? I'm not sure I follow.
Oh, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Finn Dalleries. Died in 8234. Cause of death, exploding still.
Ha ha. Look, I really don't know what you're talking about. Maybe...
Wait a second. What was that? I could have sworn I saw something moving over there. Oh shit!
Oh shit.
What the? Carbos!
They've hit me, Finn. Those bastards. They've hit me.
Take cover.
Carbos, do something, damn it! Do something!
Oh shit. Well, so much for getting that skill book for now.
Now look at that. Our
Sure, I got more
mysterious
chances.
survivor has awoken. Jaspar Matumiel Delveric. Jaspar for short. And you, my friend, are at my very own campsite.
This happens to me a lot.
Before you ask, yes, the bandits killed both of the apothecary. The only reason you're still alive is that the impact of the explosion threw you right into the thicket. Most of your injuries are only superficial, but your fever, well, that's a different story.
He's really quiet, but I think it's because he's far away.
I was on the perimeter, and no, I didn't help, for two reasons. One, I was outnumbered. Two, I'm quite fond of my entrails. I wish I had a more heroic answer, but I don't. Sorry. Quite a lot, actually. You're suffering from Arcanist's fever. Honestly, I'm surprised the old apothecarius didn't see that. Let me guess, you're suddenly capable of doing things you previously knew only from the bard songs, right? You're unusually strong, you have reflexes like a cat, and drinking potions or any kind of magically infused substance leaves a bitter afterglow in your head.
Exactly.
Well then,
Yes.
Congratulations. Your magical talent just blossomed. A bit late, given your age, but it happens. Put simply, the fever is a result of your body not being able to cope with it. That's not much of a problem for
Kind of a cool
now,
way to give a
but
cost
if
to
you don't
magic.
let an Arcanist treat you sometime soon, things are going to get grim. Contain it, not cure it. From here on out, you're always going to be a little more sensitive than someone without magical gifts. But that's tolerable compared to what your magic will allow you to do.
What do you mean by a little sensitive?
Prone to certain conditions. As I said, your fever will get worse if you drink healing potions. But you'll also be a lot more susceptible to nightmares and those kinds of things.
Oh, good.
Also, you should be
I really
very
like the
cautious
nightmare
of
at the
areas
beginning.
with
It's been my
magical
favorite segment so far.
such as Thalgard in the east. At first, diffuse
Fallout
headaches,
radiation, got it.
general unease. Later on, your eyesight will blur, your limbs will grow weak, and you'll get a maddening itch all over your body. If you leave it untreated for too
Oh,
long,
turn into a
you'll
monster.
either die or turn into an Orbaya. Yes, it can kill you. Everything has its price, as the wise hermit likes to say. And an Orbaya is basically a giant undead version of yourself with tumors and pus all over your body.
Okay.
Just never let the fever get too bad. Well, there's ambrosia, but for an uncontained fever, it'll only postpone the symptoms. Later, you can drink it whenever the fever gets worse. The stuff looks and tastes like undead sweat, and is bloody expensive, but it's the only thing that really helps.
No idea.
You have visions?
Visions.
Not that I know of. The only visions I've ever had are those that come along with a good pipe of peaceweed. You know what? As I said, someone needs to contain your fever as soon as possible. And as it happens, I know people. But in return, I want you to tell me everything. What did you do in that temple? And what's the story with those visions? I can't put my finger on it, but there's something strange about you, and that intrigues me. What do you say?
Sure.
Well, then, the stage is yours.
Can you get another FMV?
I see.
Nope. Oh,
My
good.
Condolences for your loss.
Fade out, download. Perfect.
So, let me summarize. You somehow survived getting thrown into the open sea, and while you were half dead, had this dream in which you saw burnt bodies and a blinding light?
That's the gist of it. More like a memory.
Huh. And you also said that your magic didn't develop gradually, as it usually does, but all at once, right? Well, that's quite the story. I guess you know how absurd it sounds.
He still talks about magic even if I was spec'd into melee or range, right?
I've met a lot of liars.
Or
in my
played as a
life,
different
and
race.
You aren't one of them. All right, it's settled then. I'll introduce you to my employer and ask him to treat you. Before we leave, however, there's something else I need to take care of, and I could use a hand. The sooner we get that done, the sooner
Talking
we can
about
make
like the
for
ability to spend memory points at all. What's Ark?
Ark? The capital of this country? Walls high as towers of iron-hard stone rest alone in the mountains in granite enthroned.
Oh, that's cool.
Never decaying, the ages surveying, guarded by Malphus, and blah, 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 and so on and so forth. You're going to see it soon. Splendid. You'll need some information before you can help me, though. I take it the fact that Vin has seen better times hasn't eluded your attention, has it? For the last 2 years, there have been wars and unrest everywhere. And even though in Enderal there's officially peace, there are peculiar things happening here, too. Normally docile animals and Vatirs attacking wanderers in the open. The dead awakening in hordes. It's unsettling, to say the least. The strangest thing, however, is the Red Madness.
Red Madness. Yeah, Lightborn's death.
Yeah, the rumors. I've heard them too. And I could indeed imagine that they're true, and that there's a connection, yes.
Someone did kill the gods.
As I said, maybe. If you ask me, the Lightborn were never more than imposters anyway. False gods.
What do the Endralians think about that?
Well, they usually leave the thinking to their holy order. And they, of course, deny everything. But as much as I hate to say it, maybe it's better this way, at least for now. A spiritual crisis is the last thing this country needs at the moment. Oh, I'm hardly representative. I've seen that a long life is only one of the things powerful magic can achieve.
I think the onboarding quality, story onboarding quality is like a slider you can think of when you're thinking about the stories of games. So like Trails of Cold Steel is a game that's very interested in onboarding the player. It just is very imprecise when it comes to the amount of dialogue and text, right?
At least that's how I see it. I hope I didn't hurt
But then I've
you
also
too much.
played games that are very brief but don't give a shit about onboarding you at all, right? Let's see.
We're going to get along just fine. But we digress.
Jesper likes that. Red madness.
Yeah. It's some kind of mental illness that makes people lose their mind. Just a couple of weeks ago, there was a smith in Ark who butchered his entire family. He was drunk, but that doesn't explain why he screamed things like "Fear the light" while he was doing it. Or a young woman of noble path who set her own house on fire while her family was asleep. Now, you might say that these kinds of things happen, but by now there have been more than a dozen incidents in a very short period of time.
How big was the team that made this? It had to have been like at least a dozen people, right?
Has made people call the disease the red.
So indie games are generally pretty bad about onboarding, especially the smaller the team.
This time it was a
not always true, but
order itself. A teacher who instructs the novices aspiring to become keepers. His name was Yarrow, a man with more than 60 winners on his back.
What did he do?
Well, according to the sole survivor, he entered the teaching room that day as usual, but instead of giving his lecture on alchemy, he gave a strange kind of speech where he kept going on about how mankind is corrupted and that it has succumbed to the void. Then his eyes started glowing, he locked the door and blew himself up in a magical explosion.
That sucks.
Yes, it is. I'm not one for vows and austerity, so no, I'm no keeper.
They fund this with like Patreon and donations and stuff?
Treasures, tomes, memories, and the like. And the Order hired me to do just that. They want to know how a man like Yarrow could fall victim to the Red Madness. And thus, if there's something like a pattern to this malady. Doesn't matter. Yarrow grew up in a small village not far from here. And according to the Order, he visited it quite often after his partner died. What I want your help with is finding clues as to why he did what he did. What do you think?
Sure.
Great. First of all, I want you to travel to Riverville and talk to an old man named Alfred, a childhood friend of Yarrow's. Ask him what he makes of the incident, and whether he has any explanation for it. Secondly,
waiting for something else to happen, something to explode, or how many times can this character get knocked out and wake up and meet somebody new and have to start over again?
So search the shoreline and see if it washed up. I myself will take a look at the house Yarrow grew up in. Ah, and here. This is a map of the region. Yarrow's house is at the blue dot. So, unless there's anything else, I'd say let's step to it. Just meet me at the farm when you're done.
Thanks. Stars indicate the difficulty of quests. Okay. So it also shows recommended level, or do they mean to say that the star count changes with your level? Call me the butcher. How long is this? Okay, that might be a bit much for right now.
Now, a good pipe.
Oh, that's cool. It actually tracks whether you've read all the volumes of different books. Got a couple books that were just a few paragraphs at the beginning. Parceled, bite-sized information.
Never walked back on the road from the aged man's abode. Huh?
You just singing there, bud? You treasure hunter?
Treasure hunter. That has a nice ring to it. But, let's just say I help people to fulfill certain materialistic desires of theirs. Just like the Holy Warden who brings back the lost shoe to the maiden. Only the maiden pays me to do it. And I have a more flexible conscience, so to speak.
Not exactly obsessed with laws.
Maybe, maybe not. But let's save the socializing for later, okay? Usually, I am always in for
Oh,
a good
really?
talk. but for
Okay.
now, let's focus on the mission.
It's cool that those are even in the game.
Keep your chin up.
Use this ice claw. Increase your carrying capacity permanently. Hell yeah. That's exciting. Probably do want to level sneak. I think it gave me a pop-up when I first looted one, but I was just mashing A to collect all the loot in the area. Missed it. Attention! In this mountain pass will be no protection against pathless ones. Travelers beware of rockfall and assault. It's a goat. Roast goat. So not everything gives XP, right? Just want to explore a bit at the moment. Really excited for that, yeah. I think there were like a couple moments in Skyrim like, wow, this feels like really unique, unusual content. It really stands out against the background. I think the first time it was, is it Blackreach, the underground area with all the mushrooms and stuff? I thought that was cool. Most of the game I was like, yeah, you can go up that mountain or you can go in that cave, but then I didn't care. That's really cool. Having the spiders outside is kind of neat. Give you multiple chances to get it. Park River. Old Three River Camp. There's a big rat. Ow, dick. Thanks for the life force. I guess maybe one of the issues with Skyrim is the feeling that it's trying to create an illusion of depth to a lot of the content and an illusion of like scale, which is, the illusions are great when games can pull them off, but it's harder for them to work when you've played games that have come out after the fact that actually have that kind of scale, right? Like I think Elden Ring is a game that has an unbelievable scale. That there's a couple things it does to maintain the illusion, like having you fight copies of bosses, right? Reused assets. But even then, they make a really significant effort. Like, okay, yeah, you've been in a mine several times. There's a whole bunch of different mines in the game, but this mine is different because this mine has a whole bunch of invisible, you know, secret walls or whatever, right? And like all the standard Skyrim caves, I never felt like it was really trying to say, okay, how do we make this one stand out from every other cave in the game? I think that's true of like Tears of the Kingdom too. All the caves in that game, they try to have some like unique gimmick for each cave you visit, even if they don't look terribly different from each other. Yeah, I remember the shouts were kind of cool. Forward to that. Ambrosia recipe. Might be important later. Key to the camp. Summon ghostly wolf. Baldrus root, Vinroot. Okay. Oh, I like that it marks whether you've read it before. That's pretty great. Iron helmet. I already get. Requires leather. And same deal, you don't get XP for crafting, you get XP for you spend learning books on it. I'm really liking this so far. I think it's good. It's very reasonably laid out. I'm excited to turn the next corner. Okay. A neat kind of little secret. Oh man, that's so good. I'm gonna be pumped just to find ice claws, and it's like the best reward to put in little secret spots like that. Hell yeah. Skyrim is one of 2 games that I broke my rule about never modding things. I turned off encumbrance with the console command, and I really regret it. Still don't like encumbrance in Bethesda games, but at least here they seem to be thinking about it a little bit. think I did everything there is to do here, right? Cool room with the workbench. I do wish this game came with some kind of mod that helped you identify, like, particularly valuable stuff. That was the thing I disliked in Skyrim, that all the loot is just the same white text everywhere. At least it has the little item icons. That's pretty helpful, I should say. Credits too. Probably should have used a talent there. To activate it. There's no cost to activating it, right? It just has like a cooldown or something. I need to get that mana cost reduction upgrade. That's cool. So something about the environment will call your attention to it. Don't have to feel like I have to search every shelf. I remember I was really upset in Skyrim when there was like an awesome magical dagger just like lying around on a shelf. And it's like, okay, I mean, I get that maybe that feels cool and rewarding for somebody who is searching every single shelf, but maybe it's more realistic to have things lying around like that, but I don't know. I think there's something to be said for like the video game language of an ornate chest or something similar that tells you from a distance, ah, I bet there's something important in there. I guess Dark Souls does a thing where the location where you find loot always has some kind of like lore significance, so you find something on a... oh shit. Finding something on a corpse somewhere or on top of an empty altar or in a grave, right? There's usually like interesting information to be had there. Small backpack. So blueprints go already past them. God, for all these sort options. I'm gonna use that once I find a place to craft those. Okay. Sorry, Mr. Sparrow. Poor little guy. Need your life force. Going around draining pigeons. Weird beach hobo necromancer guy. Gal. Is there eventually any kind of like stash storage in this game? Oh shit. Yeah, I probably want to fuck with a bear without being at full health. Try using some food here. That's cool. Four points of health for 4 seconds out of combat. So do these stack if I eat several of them, or do I have to eat one at a time? They can stack. See if this is enough. Now we're all out of bear claws. Hey, hell yeah. Okay. Let's keep doing mana for now. Hero menu. Figure out if that has a... Oh, that's interesting. Entropy, psionics, elementalism, light magic. And it determines my class based on the thing I put the most points into, I take it. Get that mana cost reduction. I might want to start looking at entropy. Not great by itself. That would be nice. Oh, that's cool. Like Golden Sun. Silent Step of the Rat Catcher. It's a set, it looks like. One-handed attacks do more damage, increase health regeneration speed. Didn't realize I had any health regeneration at all. Solea God's Tree. Last journey. Kind of like this game's initial scale. Like, it still seems like it's pretty huge and there's a lot of cool places to explore, but the early places that they set you free in are a little bit more bounded. Like, you still feel like, oh, I could go to the top of that mountain, probably, but... I think I hate giant open fields. Precious few games can do anything with them. Shimmering Grove. That's interesting. You can get somewhere that's like way outside of your range. Oh boy. Oh boy. I was trying to turn on the focus. Lead to the party. either. Let me out! Let me out! Oh, it could follow me out through the zone? Was that a thing in Skyrim? I don't remember if we even had zones. Okay. Oh shit. Apparently I saved right when I went outside. Oopsies. Let's chill. Hold on. Turn this back on. Oblivion had cards that could figure out how to path you from anywhere when you did a crime. It's funny. Like a regular torch. Maybe these caves feel really cool. Seems like they have unique geometry. This one feels really different from the previous one, even if it has the same like tile set. Dagger of Despair. Another piece of the rat catcher set. At least it wasn't in a random boring container. Here's 60 vases to search. Using magic isn't allowed to sneak attack, right? Iron Shield. Diary of a Miner. Let me first eyeball how long it is. Too long for now. Glad those are there for people who want to read that much. I don't know, unless if your game is like about a fucking enormous amount of text, like Disco Elysium or something. I don't like what it does to the pacing to stop to read a giant lore book. It's cool that like the developers care enough to put them in there, and I feel bad abandoning them. Two poor boys from the mine, a little strengthening in case the nights again are harsh and long. Fortunate good. Like, it's not like text is a bad thing, but it's like in a video game, in the medium, right? Like, it's sort of like if you had a movie that just suddenly stopped to display a text scroll for 4 minutes. It's like, okay, I mean, it's fine that that text is there, and I'm sure the text is very good, and someone worked very hard on it. But this is a movie. putting a bunch of lore documents in the dungeons. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I guess it's based on Skyrim. Skyrim has that, so why not? I think BioWare does a really good job of giving you a lot of information, but they'll give you like the equivalent of a lore document, like a computer with some text on it, right? But the text on the computer is a few paragraphs to the point. Second crit. Audio logs in a bigger budget game, yeah. Interested, I haven't played the new Baldur's Gate, but I assume that Baldur's Gate, because like it has like a narrator, like Disco Elysium, right? Like a voice actor that reads out narration. That would be a game that I wouldn't mind there being a fucking shitload of text. That's completely fine. It's not gonna mess with the pacing terribly much. But then again, I thought Pillars of Eternity was a little bit too text heavy in the first Divinity Original Sin. I don't know. Depends on the game, I guess. Seems like Disco Elysium and Planescape Torment, it feels like they're not taking a long time to say a little. They just have a lot to say. So that's why there's a lot of text. Sounds like it's really good. Looking forward to whenever it ends up on the voting spreadsheet. I didn't play the second one. Sounds like it improves on the first one in most ways. I didn't hate Divinity Original Sin. I thought it was actually really interesting. I just felt like it was twice as long as it needed to be, and a lot of that was just dialogue imprecision. And also a lack of interest in onboarding you, which was unfortunate because it was kind of a cool setting. But it seemed to assume that you had played their, like, standalone Divinity game previously. Oh shit, spooked me. Remember to activate that at the start of combat, I keep forgetting. I probably overvalue dialogue precision in games just from the whole streaming thing where like every second of gameplay, oh, we're okay. Every second of gameplay is a second that could be spent playing a different game, right? So it also affects my willingness to like read a lore book that's quite long. Oh, cool. So far, the items are cool. I feel like I found interesting equipment very rarely in Skyrim because it was mostly a million copies of boring, non-magical stuff. And I guess the way you're supposed to get cool items was by making it yourself. Oh, really? Very extreme example of your level mattering. That's unfortunate. Mm-hmm. I think it's the worst when it's like literally included in the combat calculation. I think I want to say Xenoblade Chronicles did that. Very pretty. I was gonna wander. I'm having fun wandering. This is what I want an open world game to do. It's kind of like let me walk around and bump into stuff. Which you would think, doesn't every open world game do that? But I think the answer is surprisingly no. Like, I'm really enjoying The Witcher 3 so far, and the side content is really good, but it feels like it's structured in such a way that I really ought to do 2 or 3 things now, and that the open world is... I wouldn't call it a menu, but... not as exciting as in something like Elden Ring or Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, and like that was I understood that people would talk about, oh man, I just love booting up Skyrim and walking around, but I just didn't care for walking around in that game. It was probably a combination of not feeling like I was gonna find anything unique. Non-fungible. Well, that's been corrupted. Non-degenerate, right? That's cool. Yeah, I'm excited to stumble onto dungeons. I got some cool stuff in that last one. So I have a dagger now. I don't know if I care. Dagger of Despair. Next time I play this, I should probably make a foot pedal command for quick save, so I don't have to keep doing this, but it's pretty fast. I think they tried to make the individual, like, environments more distinct from each other, too. That's something that Breath of the Wild does really well. Like, there's big regions of the map that are super distinct from each other, but then, like, the individual landmarks inside of a region all have something unique going for it other than just we've shaped the landscape, right? Obviously, it takes a lot more work to do this. This is, like, an insane amount of work, to be frank. Maybe this game will redeem Skyrim for me, even though it's like totally its own completely separate game. It'll show me what people liked about Skyrim. I feel bad like not being super into that game because I know everybody loves it. And I get really annoyed when I see like the internet hot take of, you know, a game that everybody loves hated by cool guy with cool hot take, right? I don't think I can really defend my dislike for Skyrim. It just doesn't feel good to play for me. Probably as much my fault. This is really fun though. I'm just like excited to stumble on a dungeon or something. Find a new enemy to fight. I like that I know what's going on with the XP. That's much more straightforward. I'm guessing the use skills to level them up thing is way more interesting in Morrowind, even if you can like break the game by getting too many levels in non-combat skills or whatever. Or is Oblivion the one where you can break it by getting too many like lock-picking levels? Yeah. It's really cool to see what you can do differently, how you can structure a game differently with the exact same toolkit and assets. That's really exciting, I think. You don't get a lot of opportunities to make those sorts of comparisons. This is really fun to explore. Oh. Highwaymen. Forgot the thing again, didn't I? My ability to sprint is limited, it seems like, if I've got my spells out. Oh hey, lockpicking, cool. Unlock the corresponding memories or use a spell scroll. Ooh, replace my lockpick. Human heart. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's nice. You could just reload indefinitely to find the perfect pixel. Kind of lame. Does the game remember things that I've stored? If I like were to put something in this chest, will it ever despawn or anything like that? I don't know if I'm permitted to make map markers. That's cool. Only set a destination, okay. Morrowind's a static, authored world that you can finagle your way around. Level 1 with creativity. That's cool. More highwaymen.
You fucking scum. Pay for that.
Doing your special jumping attack, it hurts. Perfect. So if you were clever, you could do things like out of order and the like. Ore terminal. It's a cool location. Is there any like disassembling or dismantling in this, or is the main reason to pick up stuff to sell it? Gonna want to level that up if possible. Leather strips. Oh man, is this a mine? Pirate hideout? Whoa. With the highwayman outside. This is great. I really like this game. Put this on the voting spreadsheet, please. I'm kind of hooked. I wonder... Like, Bethesda is not a monolith, right? Like it's composed of a bunch of, like, developers and people. I feel like they had to have played these games, right? It has to affect their design philosophy. I don't know. Todd Howard is the director of the Elder Scrolls games, right? But I don't know how much his hand is in everything. Fast one before the stream. Yeah, I'm excited for Thousand Year Door. Good game. As like a dungeon, this place is very different from the last two we visited. Bethesda's made of people. Definitely like a structural thing that makes this more interesting than Skyrim to me. It's not the basic mechanics, it's the way the game is laid out. You're expected to go from place to place, shape of side content. Start leaving stuff behind just in case. Stamina's low. See if she chases me out. I think the rate of mana regen's pretty good. Better if I remember to use my talent. I just gotta start doing that. Try to force my brain to always press that button. Ingredients, consumables. They seem to acknowledge that, like, lack of mana regen is what makes Mage feel really bad at the beginning of Skyrim. I like that they immediately give you a talent that makes your mana regen better. Or not a talent, a skill, whatever, a memory. Or keep track of what art, skills, talents, techs, abilities. Games that discriminate between an ability and a skill. The jumping attack they do is kind of interesting. It kind of gets in the way of just the constant backing up from everything all the time. Can actually gap close. Arts and crafts. Oh, hello. Run away! Ouch.
What? That's all you've got?
I wonder what game has the record for the most ridiculous categories of abilities that are all essentially synonyms for each other. Is there a game that has talents, skills, arts, crafts, spells, abilities? Gems and jewels are a very different thing. They're jewels, Betty. Maybe I'll remember to activate the talent this time. Yeah, be stuck. I remembered, kind of. A little late.
What? That's all you've got?
Bye. Really excited about money. Money is effectively a kind of XP. It's like old school D&D, where money was literally XP. Potions being rancid doesn't mean they're like dangerous or anything, right? It just means that they it's like a lower tier of that potion, I guess. Okay. Means like lesser. Hey, perflags. Avoiding mining on the argument that it's probably too much weight for too little value. See, I like this chest here that had a silver bowl and the silver chalice or whatever. Like, it's clear to me, like, oh, okay, I'm supposed to like sell that for money, versus, and maybe we'll still encounter this, but versus the common like nobleman's house in Skyrim that's full of 70 objects, one of which is worth 15 gold and is a pretty good like gold to weight ratio. I think that a lot of that stuff could be fixed with mild quality of life improvements. Like if it just like on the screen had a color that showed you the gold to weight ratio of any item. It was like gray if it was absolute garbage. want to be able to like quickly appraise stuff. Appraisal is boring. Not a fun gameplay loop in games that feature it. See ya. Yeah, doing about realism. Great. That's what I was saying, that I'd rather like loot be more abstract. Like I think it does a disservice to the game, unless if your game is about, you know, boring loot, I guess. I don't know if I've played a game that is unpacking or something. But it is a disservice to the game to be like, oh, well, you know, this nobleman has a drawer, and the drawer has 48 forks in it, right? It's normal to have 48 forks in a drawer. What are you mad about that they're all worthless and pointless to investigate? It's like, yeah, I know. Get what you're doing. Just don't let me loot it then. It's absolute trash. Or find a way to make the trash useful. Maybe make an NPC in the game world that lets you craft something out of hundreds of forks. So it could be a treasure trove if you have that particular quest. Cabin in the refuge.
Prophet's ass. Someone's out there.
I need to come in here and have my thing on right away, or I'm gonna have a bad time. Yeah, it's wonderful. And the interactables are still interesting. Oh, I feel like this is going to be a recurring issue. Cool roll. Cool little roll thing you did there. Hey! Hell yeah. Skyrim's mechanics doing me favors. Suck it, Galgart. Way to get stuck on, like, a bit of the geometry. Ooh. Oh, that's kind of cool that there's multiple copies of items in the set, so you have a chance to actually complete it. Bows do more damage. It's interesting. I think there's a really, like, tight range where I gotta put this, like, I would prefer that there only be one magic item in the whole game most of the time, because I think it makes it really exciting to find the one copy of something. That's how weapons tend to work in, like, the Souls games, for example. But there's a way you can arrange your game where there's just too much shit that it's going to be really unlikely that you'll ever find some of the cool stuff. So having a couple degenerate copies is reasonable in some cases, especially if you're talking about, like, trying to build an item set. Loot, goblet, iron helmet, poultry meat, grave curse, water breathing, 7 seconds of health regeneration of the target is slower. If it dies while the curse is active, it explodes and deals a percent of its health as entropic damage. That's cool. Yeah, right. Because you kind of have a resource that you ultimately care about, that everything degenerates to. Makes sense. Shit. Protection from magic. Read note. Quest, we send men to move the looted goods from the shelter. Interesting. Yeah, exactly. Degenerate spells were just like, okay, which one does the most DPS? It's such a bummer. Is there any penalty for sleeping? Like, kind of just want it to always be daytime because it's easier to see what the hell I'm doing. I guess maybe things happen on certain days of the week or whatever. It did say something about me needing to get my fever looked into, but it doesn't actually care. Okay. That was pretty cool. It's a really neat little dungeon. It's got some story. Got that Grave Curse spell, which I might try out if I can get some points into entropy. I showed up and murdered everybody. Yeah, it's so much better that like every single one of these crates is not a lootable object. It would be nice if there was like an entity highlight or something, and if you got close to it, it would slightly glow, but I'll take what I got. I really hope the team that made Skyrim has played this and like thought about it. It's weird to think that Bethesda's just this behemoth that just puts out these samey games forever. There's got to be some human intelligence doing that over and over. Not robbed an ice grave. Blue. Remembered. Always just trivially re-up it. Hey, dickweed. Huh, is there like a thing where I can, without channeling, just like do a little fireball even if I only have like 1 MP? That's kind of nice, so I'm not just completely helpless when I'm low. always forget. I gotta get in the head here. Kind of. I don't know if that's like deliberate though. Seems like as long as I have like a sliver of MP, I can do a single attack. No way. Oh shit. See you there, bud. Where are you? Uh-oh, I'm dead. Yeah. Alright. Be more careful. Top off real quick. Yeah, we're gonna level up. Nice. Oh shit, I accidentally put the point into something. Oh, that's scary. Okay. Oh, I don't want that. Did I save before it happened? I want enough mana that I just don't have to think about it anymore. My objective here. Here we go. Mana, thank you. I like how smooth that menu feels to pop into as well. I don't feel like I'm like having to fight the menu to do what I want. Fire and frost spells do more damage. Equipped in both hands and cast them at the same time. Shock spells do more damage. Now, do I need all three of these to get the next one, or is it just any of them? Okay. Try that. I assume so, yeah. Does it do more damage, or is it just faster damage? More damage per mana, I should say. We'll see. Magic does feel a lot better in this. Like, it might seem a little silly that I have this, like, shout that I have to re-up every so often, but it makes magic a little bit more brain power than just your Left 4 Dead press right trigger and walk backwards. It's nice to have to do something, and it makes having that activated makes early game magic much more reasonable, whereas it's like miserable for a solid like 40% of Skyrim. Something was detecting me there. Oh good, crucified skeleton. Hang in there, skeleton. Yeah, that's cool. One-handed. It's fun to find skill books. I like that. Here's another thing, like, this is very video gamey, right? Like, seeing the crucified skeleton, like, oh, I want to go check that out. And then there's a cool, kind of interesting item at its base. I guess, I don't know, I'd have to look at my Skyrim playthrough, but I don't think that there's a lot of world loot like that that's meant to draw your attention to a cool thing. Yeah. I don't know what detected me earlier. Hang the man up here. Skeletons at the castle. Castle Goldenford. Yep, exactly. Put it at the beginning of the tree. Don't make it an option. Remember to do it. Kamehameha dudes. Again, I'd have to look at the way Skyrim is structured, like in terms of the world gen, but something this game is doing, and it's... I'm probably not going to describe this correctly, but let me back up. So, like, this whole ascent to this castle, right? It's been very open. Like, there's been a lot of open spaces, a lot of room for me to explore, a lot of different places I could, like, jump and climb up the rocks. But the whole thing feels kind of like bounded, like a level. Like there's like a path that I'm kind of intended to take, and there's little sight lines that occasionally my eye is drawn to. Oh, check that out, or oh, look at that, right? I guess Skyrim doesn't really feel like a bunch of levels put together on a big map. It feels more like just a giant open procedurally generated world that they put some stuff in here and there, you know? Zelda Breath of the Wild kind of has that this is a bunch of levels feel to it, and so does Elden Ring. I don't know if The Witcher does so far. I'd have to play it more. The Witcher kind of feels like you ride your horse around to different pieces of separate content. That the content itself is really good, but its placement on the map isn't necessarily crazy exciting. But like I have no memory at all of the Skyrim world map. I guess other than climbing up on the mountain to meet the Greybeards, that stood out to me. But that was a pretty memorable like hidden pirate cove inside of a like an ore mine. That was pretty sweet. I like kind of climbing up to this castle on the hill and like walking around the cliff's edge. Dagger of Despair, Wolf Blood. Allows transformation into wolf form. Can only be used by lycanthropes. That's cool. I think the level is an underrated thing. I've said before that I think that non-linearity is like overrated. And I think that the industry is kind of coming around to that idea. We like had this giant flirtation with non-linearity where it would be okay to give a game a bad review because it was linear. That's kind of over now. But linearity just kind of means structure. Oh, that's really cool. Added that in a patch. Nice. Like, this game is very non-linear in the sense that you can visit wherever you want, and it's pretty reasonable and rewarding to do. But the individual sequences are rather linear in that, okay, I'm here, and now I could go into the castle, or I could explore around the outside of the castle, but there's really only two things to do, right? Like a level. I don't know, it's just, Skyrim feels really smeared out. It doesn't feel as discreetly designed in the different areas that you're permitted to explore. I get the discreet feeling a lot in a game like Tears of the Kingdom because you'll like visit an area and you'll see a tall cliff above you, and then near the tall cliff will be a little stockpile of materials that you can use to build a contraption, right? And it's like, oh, okay, I'm going to use this rocket to get up on that cliff that I otherwise couldn't reach. It's like a little mini puzzle. That's pretty cool. See if there's anything on this side, and then I'll go inside the castle. Don't have a ton of this. I have to like cook the mushrooms that I found to eat them. And like those dogs I just fought, I mean, we'll see what's back here, but that seems to suggest to me, hey, yeah, you're supposed to come back here. There's like content back here, right? This isn't just random wildlife necessarily. Anyway, maybe that's off base and Skyrim has a ton of that and I'm just not giving it credit, but I remember it feeling mushy, for lack of a better word. It's a big iron ore node. Cool plant I haven't seen before. I remember like peeking in a corner like this and one of those encumbrance mushrooms is there. I'm gonna be so excited. Queasy feeling, a vague, powerful presence. Something, or perhaps its absence, seems to hinder her from taking a physical form. I like the skeletons on the road here, and the one immediately outside, so you start to suspect, okay, there's probably not any living people here. Very interesting places in Skyrim, but no interesting regions. Sure. Okay. I don't know if I want to pop inside just yet. Has this game gotten a lot of attention for the quality of the open world? I feel like I had at least heard it mentioned in passing before you mentioned it, Spiky, but maybe it was you. Oh, I got really excited by the well. That's too bad. I guess they can't have every well have a secret in it. Ooh. They try to put those in interesting places. Hey, check out this cool statue. Okay, bye. Are there other items similar to the Ice Claw that are just like permanent upgrades when you consume them? Wish I hadn't accidentally clicked through the explanation when I picked it up before. Let's go through the side first. I think a game like Skyrim can have interesting locations and not have any like levels, if that makes sense. I guess some of the dungeons sort of had like themes with the traps and stuff. But... not every video game has levels. Oh, do you consume those when you find them? I thought they just gave you a boost of XP if you clicked on it. Okay, gotcha. Wondering if there's anything else I need to keep an eye on here. Bladed lost one. Oh boy. Excited that worked. I don't think that was gonna work. And the dungeons in this are better than Skyrim. It gives me hope. Maybe Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield will feel more like this. I don't know. This actually makes me really excited for Fallout New Vegas. I keep hearing that Fallout New Vegas is better than Fallout 3. And is like structured in a really cool way. But having not actually played it, I haven't really been able to like abstractly separate my mostly negative impression of Fallout 3 from like what could be done with the same engine. I can think about Knights of the Old Republic 2, which I think is really good, but it feels like a buggier Knights of the Old Republic 1 with some interesting story concepts. It's not like structurally better than Coder 1. Goldenford inventory ledger. 3 tons of fish, 4 chickens, a few sacks of flour. That's more like it. The Countess has ordered us not to inhabit these halls anymore. They're too dangerous to remain. Cool. So glad all these barrels aren't lootable. Like, it just generates this massive fatigue while playing. Hello. Cool enemy placement there too. It's a trap. Skelly boy down there. Lost one. Oh, I wasn't close enough to it. Not fleshless. Standard magic potion, health flux potion. Ooh, the Path Tome 7, the Kraken. Path Tome 12. Okay, finally have Cumbrance issue. Let me put some stuff in a box here. Definitely have stuff that I can drop. Oh, hello. Nice. Okay, steel greatsword. How do I switch to my stuff? I'm trying to figure out the buttons here. I didn't mean to take it. Or to equip it, shit. Okay, keep trying stuff here. Okay, back button. I sort. Oh, that's fucking glorious. Oh my god. Probably fine for now. Okay, I'll try to remember that's there if I'm able to sneak out of here later. Oh yeah, okay, I can check. I don't need multiple hammers, iron daggers. Oh, this stuff? I guess it's worth an okay. It's not that heavy. I'll roll with it for now. I can always get rid of it later. It looks like there's some stuff like toolboxes that I probably don't need. Going down there got me a little magic artifact, which is very exciting and very cool. Almost walked right into that trap. Even me backing up full speed, I'm in trouble. You've contracted brain rot. Well, that seems bad. Can I not have brain rot? You have a decent amount of XP. I got some healing off that guy. I like that it seems pretty worthwhile to lure dudes to traps than a regular save in a minute. Oh, silver candlestick. Actually, both of those. Value 15 and 2 to 15, okay. Just being able to see that in a nice little table makes it easier for me to kind of quickly do the weight to value ratio math, but I still wish it was like shown with a color or something. Or I had some ability to like dust or disassemble stuff in the dungeon. Yo, you spooked me there, bud. Uh-oh, I got another one. That's bad. Oh boy. That's not gonna work. I'm gonna back up. I have to back him up somewhere that I know where I'm going. It's a pretty striking room. Oodalali, that's a lot of guys coming after me here. This is a dead end. I don't know what my plan is here. Don't give me brain rot, please. And one of my traps that I left behind. Hey man, just you out here with me? Cool. Close to a level up. Doing on items here, it's still not great. Really like this game's healing system. And I like that it doesn't, like, at least for now, it doesn't overwhelm you with healing food. Dealt with one guy. Yeah, right. Just looking for baby steps. Be kidding me. Whew. One more of those and I'll get a level up. Okay. I need to level up my life drain. It has a small amount of spin up before you can actually activate it though. It's tough. I can't sleep on that bunk bed. Magic Part 3. I'm actually interested in this one. It's not that long. Okay, hold on. Untreated magic fever. No sane mages remain if there are no means to combat it. Only glance at the Sea of Eventualities when desired. Okay, that's cool. Achieve control through meditation and reflection. Journey to the water. Periods of abstinence are required to improve physical and metaphysical awareness. I really like the idea of glancing at the Sea of Eventualities, making you go crazy. These alternative rituals rely on entropic magic and pose an immediate danger to the ritualist. No arcanist ever becomes fully immune to arcane fever. Oh, I didn't realize light magic was worse with the fever. I guess because it's healing magic. That was reasonable and cool. Is there any reason to want to take, like, books? Ooh, oak flesh. Fancy shield. Increase your health by 10 points. Neat. I like that there seem to be different tiers of dungeon, too. Like, this is a much more robust dungeon than any of the ones I've encountered so far, and the Pirates Cove had a lot more going on in it than that first one I ran into. Like, there's room for all of those different kinds of content. That's nice. You can see the oil on the floor there. Sweet. All right, spend that in a second. Is there any way to know when I'm near oil? Like, does it look different on the ground or something? So I could see that barrel. Guessing I can only light it once. Their parts weigh nothing, okay. Keep an eye out for that more. Okay, do I want more damage with fire? Cone of Frost freezes your enemies. Pure. Yeah, I need to get the further mana reduction like as soon as possible. Runes can be placed further away from you. Don't have any rune spells yet. Let's pick this up. Now that is a talent, right? So it's like a shout, so it doesn't consume mana to do. But just being able to root an enemy might be really powerful. Okay. It's a little too bad that they have the issue of needing to menu to stack talents at the same time, but I guess I don't know what else they would do. There's not really any extra buttons. Cone of Frost, freeze weaker or equal enemies. I need to open with focus. I guess I could open with Arctic Wind. That'll remind me to go in and turn on focus before I start casting. Try it. See, those nails are heavier than I thought they were. I need hammers or horseshoes. Is that square icon? Does that mean that's junk? I guess it says tool. Clutter is junk. Alright, that'll do for now, I guess. So far, nothing about this screams mod. Like, it's only recognizing some things and mechanics from Skyrim that would give it away. If I didn't know Skyrim existed and just played this, I'd believe that it was built like this from the ground up. Outside of maybe the talent swapping being a little janky. Oh, okay. I might consider swapping to that next time then. I think if I see something has a value to weight ratio of 15 or higher, it's probably worth picking up, because that's like that silver candlestick. Weighs 1, value 15. Anything worse than that is probably not even worth me touching. Enemies directly right here. Yeah, there's no like heavy appraisal burden in this game. Like searching around for loot actually feels pretty fun instead of like annoying and exhausting. Marksman. Sneak. Ooh, Staff of Frostbite. Goldenford Keep Key. Definitely want that sneak point, I think. Oops, I didn't mean that. Mark these red. Light magic, not yet. Sneak though. Oh, that sounds helpful. Good to know. So staves have like a durability, and then once it's gone, the item is broken and doesn't work anymore. You get like, again, commenting on the feeling that this game has levels, like getting here, finding all of this loot, finding a key to a door, and having this little switch to pull definitely feels like I'm approaching a boss fight, or at least the end of the stage, right? Feels video game-y. That's 10, 10. Those are probably worth picking up, actually. 10 for a weight of 1 is pretty good. Compared to most other garbage. Silverware the same. Oh, okay, that's what soul gems can be for. Are in fact just regular enemies, okay. Oh, it was basically the end of that wing of the dungeon, because that's just the front door, isn't it? Oh, that's cool. Oops, fuck that up. Cooldown on this is quite long. Ouch. Need to not whip with it next time. The enemy's too powerful to be frozen. Oof. No brain rot, please. Didn't go super great for me. Yeah, so instead of it being leading to a boss fight, it's a cool little like spiral level design thing, and it's like a natural reward for fully exploring the side chamber. So that's cool. I bet if you come in here for the front door, you see that, and like you can see the items through the gate, but you don't know how to get to them. Okay. Neat. Drink the flagon. Okay. Oh, that's so nice that if you've already seen the book before, it has a little icon the next time you see it. Absolutely beautiful. Means I should read them right away just to get them marked. Probably need to eat something here. It's kind of a huge dungeon. Night. Scroll of Fireball. Elementalism. It seems like things that get books that give you stats are always very clearly marked. Is that true? I don't remember if it was this game or Fallout Fallout, or Skyrim or Fallout 3 or both, but they both had books that would give you stats, but it was impossible to tell. Fire, air, water, earth. Downstairs, bud. To dance with you around this table. What's up? Oh, I'm at full health because of my cheese wheel, aren't I? Okay. Sweet. And the ones that consume learning points are always clearly indicated. Oh, hey, yeah, I have the key to this. Okay, so maybe it's right after all. I've got more to explore in that main hall area. A Guide to Prince Myth's Poems. This inventory mod alone is, like, amazing. Greatly improves the overall game feel. That's 14. Dude. Book of Poetry. His books are pretty valuable. That's kind of cool too. Reason to want to collect them. Manual of Dreams and Visions. So many books. Oh, a bed I can rest on. That's interesting. You can't sleep when enemies are nearby. Okay. Great to deal with them here, though. Okay, I already have that one, but it's worth a bunch of money. I can dump stuff again here. Okay, so candlesticks are actually kind of bad in terms of the weight to value ratio. Start getting rid of a bunch of junk here. I just want another column here that divides weight, value by weight. I guess I can dump these. Back in the kitchen, there's no actual food in here that I can see. Rabbit's foot. It's not a recipe. There's no way for me to look at things I just got, is there? So that's probably asking too much. I guess I can always use the all thing, insert alphabetical, and find it that way. Oh, it's food. Okay. If it just said rabbit meat, I would have not questioned it. Oh shit. These guys I might be able to Arctic Wind. Nope, too powerful to be frozen. Almost certainly need to switch to mouse and keyboard next time if they'll let me swap those more easily. It'll just be a button that hot swaps which one is active, basically. Yeah, it's a totally different game. Whoa. Shoot me with an arrow. From whence do you harass me? That guy I can freeze. That didn't work out the way I was imagining it in my head. Hoping to get a bunch of free health there. Oh, son of a bitch. Trying to lure out his shot. It puts me, unfortunately, pretty far back as he was still attacking me after I killed the two guys. So it auto-saved. Oh, it did. Thanks, game. It's nice of you. Oh, that's interesting. You can release it from mid-freeze. It's funny. Okay, I'll check these all later rather than stop constantly to mark them. Crystal jellyfish. Steel mace. This said fire armbands for a second. Got real excited. I'm gonna buy so many skill books when I get out of here. Oh, the fine cloak's pretty good. Yeah, 1 to 100. Really make that easy to eyeball. Gallant shoes are pretty good. Now, learning books could be on bookshelves, right? King Lude. Could read about light magic later. I do like the idea of like a treasure trove that's a bunch of books. Like the idea that individual books are actually pretty valuable and not just like junk loot is exciting. Order. Yeah, and the fact that I can think of each book as like a percentage of a skill point is fucking cool as hell. Like, that's really, really neat. I think I learned about all the different kind of magic styles. I want to read those later. I'm actually kind of interested. I haven't really seen that gold is XP concept outside of like first edition D&D chainmail or whatever. It's kind of a neat idea. Why they even bother giving spare parts a weight? Maybe giving it a special weight like that calls out that you should pick these up whenever you see them. Oh, there's a lady, a woken lost one. Oh, I don't want to see that. Whoa! Take my... Good God. Okay, that's not good. That's the Countess. Can I get out of here before she kills me?
Would you look at that, a fleshless worm? You're here to challenge me.
away. Oh shit. She's like right there. Guess I could try to steal her magic. Gonna use this stuff, now's the time.
Farbid killed my
Have to mess around with this. Probably beat her potion usage here. Oh, did she not follow me this time? Okay, that's fair. I could explore the rest of this place to see if I can get another level up that might make enough of a difference. Get more reduced mana cost for spells would be nice. Copper Moonstone Circlet. Awesome. Actually, that's an upgrade. I think, right? Can I sort this by type? Yeah. Does it actually care about my weight in, like, does it affect how fast my mana gets spent or something like that? Or can I only get benefits from light armor if it explicitly states it on the gear? That's another way into the main keep. Let's see what's in here. All the benefits going to the side. Oh, okay. Another entrance. Got it. I'll be louder if I'm running around in heavy armor. I'm wondering if I should wear my heavy plate to take less damage here. There's less to explore in this floor than I thought there was. I think they really want you to come into the front door and then get stuck and go to the side door. It's cool though, I can give it a shot. I think the King Lude book is like worth considerably less than all the other books. That's pretty funny. So, I don't think... I tried to do shock here. Doubting my Arctic Wind is gonna do shit. The Arctic Wind just freezes them, it doesn't do any damage by itself, right? She probably has a ton of mana though. Let's see if this works. Not a great start. Not a great start. That skeleton gave me a hard time. Maybe I can freeze him. Weird, you can't like change your equipped talent during that. It's unfortunate. I missed. Yeah, she kills me almost instantly. Yeah, She's like really powerful. Oh wow, he counts as too powerful to be frozen too. Alright. Take a look at gear here. If I could corpse explosion that guy, that would be great, but... I think a shield, okay, it does get in the way of my ability to cast, which makes sense, but I wasn't sure. If I pull the aggro, that might help a little bit. Oh, the wolf's definitely helping. I'll regenerate. I can maybe try using some of these potions that give me resistance, right? Protection from magic. Using consumables? What the hell kind of game is this? Who am I? She gets a little magic shield. Oof. Gotta remember to activate my ability, I keep forgetting. She must be out of mana if she's not doing it anymore. Those buffs seem to be helping. Nice. It felt super doable and interesting. Okay, I don't want to die to this annoying skeleton after beating her. Those are all... I just did a bunch of things that I never did in Skyrim ever, because it never mattered. Huzzah! Ooh, Garb of the Mysterious Nomad. Psionic spells cost less mana to cast. Light magic spells cost 5% less to cast. Increase your mana. Stone Circlet. It's exciting stuff. Okay, can I like change it by weight or value? Okay. Mysterious Nomad. May as well wear the amulet even though I'm not using it. I don't have either of the kinds of spells listed there, but that's okay. Yeah, I feel like I had to work for that. That was cool. And it was nice that the wolf actually mattered. That was kind of shocking. Oh, it's not an actual enemy. That's funny. that's really good loot. So where can I see my set bonuses? Old glance of the rat catcher. It shows up in my spell book. Active effects. Okay. It's pretty helpful to have. Is it from the set of the rat catcher? Set bonus. Okay, not a great set bonus, but still pretty cool. Arcane Enchanter. Okay, so I can disenchant stuff to learn things, which is cool. Oh, this menu is much cleaner. That's so nice. Okay. I have completely lost track of time today. I thought I still had like an hour left. We're almost out of time. That's a good sign. This game's really good. I like that I'm always excited about, like, loot. Oh, sweet, ambrosia. Silver ingot. Magic imbued copper necklace. Increase mana by 12 points. Hell yeah. Amulets. I wish I could, like, scroll through this faster. Pretty cool looking helmet. Holy Order. Ooh, yes please. Especially if that counts for making my life drain ability more powerful. We'll mark all these as red soon. Oh, skill books show up here. Okay. I guess you get a ton of learning points, right? It's just to keep you from being super overpowered if you just get a ton of money. And kind of force you to spec in one direction. You sleep on this bed. Yeah, that seems normal. These guys are pretty good. Oh, no kidding. Okay, hold on. What else is here? I think I got just about everything. I got a lot of really good shit. Was I hearing like a secret back there anywhere? It sounded like I was hearing a whispering noise. I don't think that's one of those 100 crystals, right? Whoa, this is here the whole time. I was suspicious about that wall there. Could I have opened this from the other side if I had tried it? That's cool. I hear a spooky sound near. I don't know if that means there's something actually nearby. And I like the whole, like, skeleton in the bed, but then there's also a lady, and it made some comment about Maybe that wasn't actually her, it was like spectral emanation of her or something like that. Alright, let's get out of here. I think we're done. She left a pretty physical corpse, though. There are goblets out here that I left behind. Take all your silverware, thank you. And I'm gonna go find some place to sell all this stuff. It'll probably be a good project for future Marstead, but I could start trying to move in the direction of a town. How does fast travel work in this? Cool skybox. I don't remember the map icons. That's a dungeon. Can I see like a legend somewhere? Mirrored Tower is probably the closest. Okay, that's cool. But no, like, unlimited map fast travel. It's good to hear, actually. I've been enjoying just walking around the map like this. Trying to get a lay of the land. Probably part of why I don't remember any of the locations in Skyrim, and just being able to freely teleport everywhere all the time. The only one that stood out is climbing the Greybeard Mountain. Oh shit. Don't know where the other corpse ended up. There's the Pirate Cove, and I recognize it because it's a very, like, recognizable landmark. And the path to get there was pretty restricted. Like, I'm guessing I could do some shenanigans of jumping on the walls constantly, but... Alright, Ice Claw. Greatest item. Okay, here's Euro's house. Go back here later. This is the same deal where merchants have a limited amount of money that they can give you for items. I don't know if it like ever restocks. I'm guessing there's like a character or a quest that gives you a breadcrumb to visit that place. Oh, that guy went down way faster than before.
That's all you got?
Yeah, maybe there is some kind of level calculation, because I don't think I did anything to make me do that much more damage against those guys. Ooh, Fist of the Swashbuckler. I think actually I already had one of those, but it's worth money. Moon Carrot. Apothecary Satchel. Take all of that, thank you. Even this little like bandit camp is relatively exciting, right? They seem to have done a really good job of putting together content at all like sizes. I see a carry capacity mushroom. I like that they're bright blue too. They stand out really well against the background. That's a good one too, because it's like a perspective one where it would be tougher to stumble on it coming from this direction, but if you see it clearly on the other side. How much of an increase to carry capacity are those? Like 1? That's still pretty good. En route. Alright, more ice claws. Hell yeah. Okay, we're at time. Future Marstead, you just got to this town. You have a ton of loot from the castle you just looted. You should read through all these books. Some of them might be worth reading through, but any of them that don't have a eyeball icon on, you haven't looked at all. So just get them all marked as read. Sell all the ones that are worth money, which is most of them. You got a bunch of like goblets and other junk too that you can sell. Like 9 goblets. You should be able to make a decent amount of money. Buy skill books. You're currently working on Elementalist and maybe Entropy. To check your current level ups, you need to go into this menu and select Meditation and then right bumper to shout and teleport here to the skill menu. I don't think you currently have a memory point to spend, but you are working on this tree here. Next up, you almost certainly want Elemental Adept to further reduce the mana cost of elemental spells. These other trees are interesting too, but this is like really straightforward and kind of can be your bread and butter before you check out another tree. Right now, kind of your basic gameplay loop is you need to be having your focus shout on constantly. Its cooldown is exactly equal to its duration, so whenever it runs out, you need to re-up it. That's with right bumper. That makes the spell cost significantly lower and helps you at being able to maintain mana and have sustain when you're doing stuff. So stay on top of that if you can. You can play around with some other spells. You're currently dual wielding Flame Bite, but there's good reason to try out these other ones. Life Absorption is really good. I think that's everything to mention. Check your map. There's tons of places to explore. Just walk around and enjoy. Like, not a lot of enforced structure in this game. Thank you, Spiky, for sharing. This is way better than I was expecting it to be.